Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. As promised, we are going to talk to the folks here at Rock and Roll Winery. Dave and Shaun, thank you so much for having us here. We really love coming.
You're welcome.
This is an incredible place.
Thank you.
So, family-owned business, we've been talking about the wonderful wines here, Wisconsin wines at its finest.
Yeah, absolutely.
And truly Wisconsin wines, all the way down to literally the grapes growing right here in Wisconsin. And we're going to talk a little bit about that process today. So let's talk about what the harvest consists of. Give us a little bit of information. This is great out here in the vinery here.
Well, we pick the grapes and put them in containers, and then we take them down to the production area. We crush and just stem them, and then if they're whites, we press, and if they're reds, they go into the fermentation tanks for 7 to 14 days until they meet Shaun's
strict expectations.
Exactly.
I have a feeling.
Very strict.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's fun about doing this right now is we get to hear a little bit about what you do and about the winery, but we kind of really get to see it firsthand now out here. And I mean, this is real. We're in the vines. You can see the grapes growing. It's incredible.
And it looks like they're about ready, to be picked. But I, not knowing anything about this process, I don't know. When do you know that it's time to harvest?
Well, obviously they've changed color. We have veraison, and then what we do is we follow the sugar content, which is bricks.
Okay.
So we'll take a random sampling where we try to really get all the grapes that represent the different vines we have out here. And then we'll take the juice and we check them for bricks content. And that's the sugar.
Okay.
How much sugar there is per the juice ratio.
Right off the
or
vine.
my father
can't
can
even
just eat
wait.
them.
He needed a snack.
Scientific way to
Right.
to
You
figure that out.
test that in the pH. pH also gives you kind of the acid levels.
Sure, yeah.
And the balance. It kind of lets you know, is that grape ready? Because it has to have sugar, the acid has to drop, but it also has to just be perfect where the flavors, right? The varietal, the terroir, the flavors are there.
Wow. So what are you looking for, or I guess what kinds of problems can you possibly encounter in this process? I'm sure that happens, so you got to be careful about your selections.
Birds come and then they bite the grape, and then we get the wasps, and then you can get sour rot, which you can't process them if they have the sour rot because it makes the wine taste bad. So we have squelchers and kites that fly to keep the birds out. We have chosen not to net yet.
Okay.
But if we can control the birds, then our crop is usually pretty good.
Wow, that's great. So you kind of control the environment a little bit as much as you can.
Well, you can't control rain though. And
right.
As I think everybody knows, this summer started warm, it's been cool, a lot of humidity, a lot of rain. That makes it tough on the grapes too, because if they don't get a lot of the sunlight and the heat, it's hard for them to ripen. If they get too much water in them, they can burst, and that's when the skin will split, and that's how they can get sour rot.
Wow.
And then the birds go crazy, and everything goes crazy, and we have a problem.
I find the whole process really fascinating and just incredible that you can actually do this here in Wisconsin. You can grow your own grapes here in Wisconsin for wine. I mean, that's just something that I didn't dream that was possible.
Right.
That you can do that here. You don't think of it as a Wisconsin
These
business.
are considered cold climate grapes. The University of Minnesota developed them. Most of ours are all developed from Minnesota, and they can take the cold better than
These are some hardy grapes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
exactly.
Yeah.
Very good.
So we're starting harvest season, obviously. How much time? What's your window for how much time it takes? How much time do you have to get the grapes off the vine before that pH and sugar level that you talked about is off balance?
Well, I would say the window's about 3 weeks from the first varietals and that means type, that show themselves to be ripe and ready, to the last ones. Like right now, we're standing with Frontenac behind us. Frontenac is the very last grape we usually pick.
Okay.
Because it has the highest acid level, so we need those to drop
Sure.
to really get it. But I would say once that grape is perfect, if you could pick it that day, fantastic. You have about a week, I'd say, to get it. Expediency is everything. Because once we pick them, you have to process them. It's not like you get to keep them for a couple days. It all has to happen.
As soon as they come off the vine.
As soon as it come off the vine.
Wow.
Okay.
Fresh is king.
Yeah.
always.
This
Absolutely.
is such an incredible process and an incredible product. And this is really an incredible company, too, a family-owned business. Dave said he can't get fired because he's dad, but we were laughing about that.
I work for wine.
That's right. We'll work for wine. He's got a sign. No, but that's wonderful. But also, you're involved in the community. Now, talk to us a little bit about how the community gets involved in this process.
Sure. Well, first off, the community's been amazing, supportive for us. So we have a lot of regular, and we like to call them guests, come to our winery. And on Facebook or in multimedia, social media, we'll put things out, hey, it's time to pick. So all of a sudden, we get all these floods of people, we want to pick, I want to pick, I want to pick. So like next Saturday when we're doing our picking, and we're going to have a whole lot of people just come in here, help pick for a couple hours, and it really helps. I mean, we get a lot done.
Sure.
And then we have a giant party in our big field out there with bonfire. I cook food all day. We crack wine. People can camp and tent out there. And it's a way to say thank you for helping us. And it's really nice community. It feels good.
Absolutely. And what an incredible process to be a part of. I would just love the experience of doing that. That's
And I just have
great.
to ask, are you stomping the grapes? Do you give people the opportunity to stomp the grapes?
Oh,
or
no.
anything like
No
that?
one's feet
Don't
are
worry,
touching my
Vince.
grapes. Does not happen.
That's a good question. The community's feet are not in your
No,
winery.
no.
But
That's good to know.
Love people, just not their feet.
Just not their feet.
there's
Okay.
boundaries. Okay.
That's good to know. So obviously, harvest time. What can we expect from this year's harvest? What are you expecting from this year's harvest?
We're with the Frontenac. We're expecting a record crop.
Oh wow!
We did get froze. Got down 24 degrees here. Our Marquette, we're probably going to be down to a 40 to a 50% crop. But the buds on the Frontenac were at such a stage that with the cold, they really didn't get burnt.
Mm-hmm.
So they made it through, and then we have a pretty good spray program. We foliar fertilize, and as soon as that happens, we feed the vines so they can come back. And the Frontenac, all of our Frontenacs came back. Our Frontenac Gris, our Frontenac, and our Frontenac Blanc are all doing excellent.
Wow.
Is there anything you can do to prevent that? I mean, do you come out here with big sheets and if you know there's going to be a frost or anything
Well,
like that?
at 24 degrees, there's nothing you're going to do because
Okay.
that's a freeze.
That's that's more than a
and
frost.
My father's being really modest. I mean, if you really look at our vines, I challenge you to find any vineyard that has vines that look this good. My father's meticulous, and the health of the vine does help. We have a lot of secondary growth. You can see the green, and it's because he's been so fantastic keeping these vines healthy. And, he's very preemptive. So that's really about the best you can do,
Yeah.
especially at that low temp. So
Yeah.
it's him. Having him here is what I can do if I've got, frost coming. So.
There you go. See, you're more useful than just
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You're wonderful. Well, you guys are great. Thank you so much, Dave and Shaun from Rock and Roll Winery.
Thank you.
If you haven't been here yet, please come. A beautiful drive, just a hop, skip, and a jump if you're in Madison. Incredible wine. So thank you so very much, guys, for having
Thank
us.
you.
It's really nice having you here.
Thanks to all of our guests, and thank you for watching. Please join us next time on Wisconsin Family.
Every day is a new beginning. Shine.